Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the 6 best current brawlers in the new meta. So Balance just dropped a few days ago. A lot of you guys want to know who's really good in this new meta, so this is why I'm making today's video. Normally the meta takes about a week to kind of balance itself out, so probably in a week's time probably do like a tier list or even like an updated best 6 brawlers. But for now, we're going to be jumping into the video, so make sure using a credit code, that'd be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Alright guys, so jumping into this 6th best brawler with the new meta, we have Leon. So nothing really changed about Leon. Leon's still insane, not received any sort of a nerf, and the meta not really countering him just yet. I got a slight prediction that on a few maps, there's brawlers like Mr. P that have been used a lot. Maybe we might see a little bit less Leon in scrims now. Again, like we've seen a ton of Mr. P. I don't know if people are just testing it out and think he's just strong on the front of it, but Mr. P's seen a lot of usage, and that does counter Leon's gadget if you're wondering. So maybe he might slip down to like top 10, but right now he's still super strong. Still think he's one of the best brawlers in the game, so should be able to take down the tick here. This Jack is going to be a little bit annoying. This is reminiscent to the old days of Deeper Danger, where Jackie, Bo, Tick used to be literally one of the best combinations. So I think that's probably why they're trying to push this comp. I don't really think it's strongest right now, so able to pick off the Bow there. Don't really want to go too aggro, but at the same time keep our position here, so that's why Bow's really good on this map, able just to shoot his shots easily in these little gaps, and the mines can break open the map as well. But as I was saying, there's a few brawlers that missed out on the top 6. I kind of want to mention them now just because you guys are probably really wondering like who's really good, especially with the recent buffs. Like there's a ton of brawlers that actually got a lot more usage rates. So right now, if you guys are wondering, Ruffs is absolutely insane in scrims. Just missed out on the top 6 for me. I felt like I need a little bit more time to play test with him, see what it gets countered by the most, whether just people are maybe overhyping it. But I feel like the Ruffs meta has kind of came back. I think he's definitely a top 10 brawler in this meta, so be aware of that. The damage buff didn't really seem like a lot on the front of it, but it's super strong, especially on the lane. You can give your power-ups to your teammates as well. I feel like it's definitely the buff that Ruffs needed. So yeah, Ruffs a top 10 brawler. There's also Griff as well, if you're wondering. Griff low-key shreds like crazy. Griff is actually underrated. I think he's got to be at least a top 20 brawler. I'm playing a lot of him on ladder, and just overall I just think he's so strong. Like people really underestimate that damage, but I feel like we're probably going to choke this one in the last second. Somehow we're able to win with the blue star. I don't even know what happened there, but Leon still in the top 6 for me for now. Let's hop into number 5. Alright guys, so jumping into the 5th best brawler with the new update, we have a Belle. So again, nothing really in the meta that's able to counter Belle, which is why she still remains in the top 6. No nerf, no real counters for her in the meta. Yeah, she's still just dominant on a lot of different game modes right now. That's why she's so strong. Again, like most of these lists will kind of lean towards the Power League format, just because that's what we're scrimming it in, and it's a good representation as to what brawlers are really strong, because if they're being seen a lot in Power League, you know that there's some of the best brawlers in the game, and Belle is just constantly used across basically every single game mode. So unfortunately, we basically waste all of our gadgets. But I mean, is there really any reason to say why Belle is so strong? She's literally just been the same across the game for like a year now. We know how strong Belle is, but overall I feel like she could maybe decrease in the meta a little bit, because again, like Mr. P is slowly kind of working his way up in the meta, which a lot of people probably will like the sound of it because he has not been in the meta for such a long time. But yeah, he's been played a lot in Bounty and other game modes where Mr. P can like counter the longer range squisher brawlers. So that's where Belle might get countered a little bit, because she doesn't have like the fastest reload speed, so could get countered by the porters a little bit. But overall, still feel like she's in a solid place in the meta, still being used pretty much all the time in scrims, and she's so strong. So that's going to be an easy win for us. Let's hop into brawler number 4. Alright guys, jumping into the 4th best brawler in the new meta, we have Pam. So you're probably wondering, well, Pam received no buffs, and yeah, I still think Pam is one of the strongest brawlers in the game. Again, you got to look at it as a draft perspective. She's been used pretty much all the time in draft. There's like no reason as to not use her in draft, just because she's so strong against so many different brawlers. She's really good against longer range brawlers. She's good against the tankier brawlers, especially with the gadget, and that's why she's so high on the list, just because she's one of those brawlers that always gets the first picks. She's so strong. To be honest, there's not really a ton of counters. The only counters I can really think of, like 8-bit's an okay counter, Jessie can be okay, of course Colette can also be alright, but still with Pam, you can just use like the heal star power, or just just put your super down and you should be able to counter collect pretty well. Not counter, at least hold your ground against her. But overall, she's just so strong across so many different game modes. Again, even being used on game modes like Knockout. You'd think Knockout you kind of associate with the long range brawlers, maybe the assassin brawlers, but Pam can like be a really good counter to those long range brawlers. You know, if you've got a Pam in your comp, all you got to do is play it slow, play it as a team, and you should be able to win. So I think Tara is down this lane. I mean, I've not really had any chances to use my gadgets so far, but I should be able to pop it into this Tara here. We're going to remove all of our ammo. It's going to be an easy kill. Otherwise, like, Tara could have been a huge threat there, but my gadget just able to remove all the ammo. Just going to remove it on the Penny as well for fun. We're just able to like one-shot the Penny up close as well. So as people learn how to use Pam in this meta, we're going to soon realize how strong she is. A lot of people obviously saying that she's been underrated for some time, but it's just recently come to light, especially with the aggro brawlers like Leon, Fang, and Daryl. Pam, an amazing counter to all these brawlers. So strong right now. Let's hop into number 3. Alright guys, so jumping into the third best brawler in the game right now, we have Spike. So surprisingly, we didn't see a single nerf to Spike, even though he continues to be one of the most versatile brawlers in the meta. That's why he's so high. Maybe on the front of it, it's not like completely broken. I don't think he's that type. Like, I still think he's counterable, especially with a throw brawler, so that can take him down pretty easily. But just overall, as I said, like, he's just so versatile. One of those brawlers that you can near enough all the time, like, first pick on so many different maps. That's why he's so strong. Again, not really too many brawlers that counter him in the meta. There has been, again, like a little bit of an increase in Mr. P. Well, actually, a lot of an increase in Mr. P, who does counter Spike. So maybe, again, down the line, if Mr. P still stays meta in scrims, we could see a decrease in Spike. And not maybe as good as I first thought. But overall, still think he's really strong. And anyways, like a first playthrough since this map has came back into the game. I absolutely love this game. Played this map so much compared to this map. And yeah, I really enjoy it. So should we take the BB down? We're actually using fertilizer. I don't think I need curveball on this map, especially with the grass. I can be really aggressive with fertilizer. So I'm gonna try and use it around the wall against this BB here. Might try and bait her knockback. Leon, I don't know why he's using Leon on high. It's not really the best brawler. And just a Brock here. So gonna look to try and get my gadget on the safe here. Should be able to get a lot of damage, especially with my damage gear as well. And it's like we've got a huge lead right here. But overall, I don't think Spike should be nerfed too heavily. I'd just like to see a small nerf to him. Maybe just like a small damage nerf, like a gadget nerf. Just something at least, because it's still crazy how versatile he is in the meta. There shouldn't really be a brawler that's just can use pretty much everywhere. So that's going to be Brock and BB down right there. We're going to hold our super right here in case Leon does jump onto us. We're able to take him down as well. And yeah, this should be pretty much a free win. Just going to use my super on a safe to get some additional damage as well. Got to try and sneak up on this BB. Unfortunately, she uses a gadget and is just able to survive. But you just see here, I'm like clearly just dominating with Spike. It's not really hard to use this brawler as well. But yeah, overall super fun. So we're just going to use our gadget here because why not? We've only got a few seconds left of the game. Echo's going to take down that BB, and yeah, there should be no way the enemy team make it back with this one, even with a Brock and a BB on the team. This should be pretty simple. So it looks like Fang is probably in a good position to end it, perhaps. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're able to win this game cleanly enough. So Spike, I still feel he's super strong in this meta. Definitely one of the best brawlers for me. Even in a week's time, will definitely be at least top 10 in the meta. So that's going to be Spike. Let's hop into number 2. Alright guys, so jumping into the second best brawler with the new balances, we have Byron. So yeah, Byron's still super strong. We've seen other brawlers get nerfed, which has seen him get an increase in terms of how strong he is in comparison to other brawlers, which again, he's not received any nerfs. So it's kind of strange as to see that he hasn't got a nerf. To think he's so versatile, so strong in the right hands. Maybe in the lower ends, it can be a little bit hard to use because you've got to use a little bit of, well, you obviously got to use your mind. You've got to choose whether to heal your teammates, whether to deal damage, when to push up. Of course, you can get quite a few counters to Byron, especially throwers or aggro. But overall, if you play it smartly enough, you're going to get a ton of value out of Byron. Also, this new gadget, kind of interesting. You can actually get your super off of the full gadget, which is quite interesting. But overall, I think Byron, no real words needed for him. He's just insane right now in the meta. He's going to be the second best. Let's hop into number 1. Alright guys, so you guessed it, number 1 brawler in the game right now, we have Fang. So I think Fang is absolutely insane. You could obviously make an argument for a lot of these brawlers to be number 1, but I think right now Fang is just crazy, especially with the new gadget. Unfortunately, I don't have it unlocked still. Kind of waiting for it to drop out of the Brawl Box. I think that's probably the best new gadget that's came out, by the way. It's only a second stun, but it really helps to cycle your super and confirms the kill basically all of the time. So yeah, I think Fang is really, really strong. If you know your bearings with a super, if you don't waste any supers and know how to, well, obviously after time goes on, you're able to judge how to use it. Because see here, just look at me pop off with that super. I'm able to take down 2 of them like crazy. If you don't have a solid counter to Fang, you're just screwed. He's so strong. It's just crazy to me how they've developed a brawler which is able just to fly around the map like crazy with nothing the enemies can really do, especially if you're able to keep that super. So again, gonna look to try and catch one of these off guard. Gonna use my super on the Ruffs here, even though I missed it. I should be able to get the kill. If I had the other gadget, that'd have been the easiest kill ever, even if I missed my super, as I said. So unfortunately, kind of waste my super a little bit. I'm not really the best Fang in scrims. Literally Laws or Dean is always playing it. Not really had the chance to try it out too much myself, but I just know how strong it is. He can just single-handedly just wipe the team so easily. Not really many counters. Probably think some of the counters to Fang are the likes of Spike with his gadget, although you got to be careful when the gadget is low. Fang can just super off it and get a free super. Ruffs is again a decent counter, except for when the sandbags are really weak. And also Pamper is probably the best counter, and that's why she's so strong in the meta, just because of how strong Fang is. So you can see here, I'm just supering like crazy. Did you just see that? I just spammed super so fast. I didn't even know what I was destroying and what I was getting, but because of those gadgets and supers that I'm able to chain off, I must have got about 15 super. I don't even know. It was just absolutely crazy. I ended up wasting my super in the end though, so maybe a little bit trigger happy, but it just goes to show how broken this star power is. So a few people were actually saying that the other star power for Fang is well, actually better. I don't think it's better. Maybe in Power League, if you're able to assess the comps and maybe like the enemy team has like no gadgets, no supers to bounce off, that maybe you can make an argument the other star power is better, but I don't think it's like overall better. This one's definitely got the potential to pop off a lot more, make more of a mark on the game. So this is really tense here. 7-7. We don't want any of our any of our teammates to throw here. They're kind of grouping up with this Ruffs super as well. Yeah, we don't want to make a mistake here, but we kind of want to launch onto one of them if we can get the opportunities. So 20 seconds left. I've not had a knockout game yet go to these kind of last stages, but with Ruffs on his own here, I'm hoping I can probably get the kill here. Alright guys, it's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed this one, except for my throw at the end there, but you just saw the pop-off potential on Fang anyway. Super fun brawler, and in my opinion, got to be the best brawler in the game right now. But that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.